Today, we have an Asian dating coach that dates a ton of non Asians. So, if you're an Asian male looking to date non Asians, stick around. But first, let's introduce our guest speaker.
Hey everyone, my name is Sebastian. I am a pickup and dating coach. I've been doing pickup for 10 years and I've been coaching professionally for 4 years.
Okay, so how many non Asians are we talking about? Like, you just completely date non Asians, or what's the deal here?
I've only dated one Asian ever, and she's not even full Asian. She's like part Korean. She's part Korean and she's a mix of Brazilian and Italian.
Okay, so why do you just date non Asians? What's the catch?
So here's the funny thing. For those of you that don't know, I went to high school in an area called San Gabriel Valley, area code 626. I graduated year 2010, and growing up in that environment, the type of Asian girls I was surrounded by, they weren't my ideal type. They were what we call Asian baby girls, ABGs. They're known to be very dominant, very violent.
Very violent.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
you're gonna piss off a lot of ABGs out there.
that's why I don't come here. I don't want them to pull a knife on me, while
So
I'm out in this area.
You moved out of 66, right?
Yes,
Okay, where'd you move to?
Orange County. It's for those of you that don't know,
White City?
very white.
Yeah.
The city is called Newport Beach, California. And this was over 10 years ago. Okay, so this was 2011, 2012. It is white America through and through. When I first moved there, I was the only Asian within a 5 to 10 mile radius. The closest Asians were in Fountain Valley or Irvine. So
Why does this guy
when
say it so professionally?
when I moved over there, it was completely different from what I experienced, right? ABGs, they're crazy, pull a knife on you, key your car, smash your window,
That's true.
so on and so forth,
I
right?
had similar situations.
But I went to Newport Beach. It was these beautiful beach blonde white girls like you would see on Baywatch, and they're super nice. They're crazy in a different way, but not violent, right? And to me, that was a little bit more attractive, more of my speed.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to non-Asian girls from here on out.
So would you say a majority of girls that you talk to are like Latina or like white girls, or what are we talking about?
It's a nice balance. If right now, as of now, if I am dating a white girl, she's Eastern European.
Okay.
She's not American. I don't date in America anymore.
So you're a passport bro. You're just
Yes, you can
flying
say that.
out to Eastern Europe
Eastern
or
Europe, South America, Latinas as well. Recently, I do like Korean girls. Like I said, the first Asian, she's not full Asian, like I said, but the first Asian girl I dated, she's Korean,
okay.
and she's a lot more feminine. She's not aggressive like the ABG type girls, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of drew me more towards
Wait,
Koreans.
but okay, so there's like ABG girls, but then there's FOB girls. How come you don't just date like a FOB girl who's like super nice and natural beauty and innocent looking?
You know what, man? Here's what I hate about myself, okay? I wish I was into them. My life would be 10 times easier. Okay, my life would be so much easier. I'd probably make so much more money. It's just that it's too big of a cultural gap because I'm very Americanized. I'm very, very Americanized and westernized. So when I go to, let's say, Taiwan, okay,
All right.
they don't see me as Taiwanese, even though I'm born in Taiwan, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm born in Taiwan, but when they see me, they don't think, oh, he's Taiwanese. They think, oh, this guy's American or he's Western, right? So that cultural gap made dating fairly difficult. Of course, I could still make it work,
Yeah.
but there's that challenge on top. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I think that's with like any ABC. When we go back to
Correct. Yes.
Taiwan, Asia,
Yes.
Korea, whatever.
Yeah.
Like when we go back, they don't really accept us as their own kind. Like they're
Yes.
just like, dude, you're a fucking foreigner.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah. They
So-
see the funny thing is they see me more as like a short fling. You know, they see me as,
yeah.
oh, I want that experience of dating.
Wait, but that's
Western.
different for me because like I go back to Taiwan a lot, and
Okay.
then I get like the FOB girls. Like
Yeah.
I mostly date FOB girls.
Okay.
And I don't really date ABGs or just like
Right.
American women in general.
Yeah.
Also, here's another thing, bro. I've never had a non-Asian. So
Oh,
you're gonna
okay.
have to be my coach for this podcast
we could coach
session.
each other. We have the opposite problem.
That's true. That's true.
We have
So
the opposite problem.
you want to get like a FOB girl? I mean, I need to get like a non-Asian.
Oh, okay,
You're
okay.
a dating
There
coach,
we go.
bro.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. So my question for you first is,
Sure thing.
how do you get like a non-Asian? Like for me, right? I'm very curious. I never had that experience.
Got it.
What's your approach?
So it depends. So in America, as a Asian dating a non-Asian, it's extremely difficult. I don't know how deep down the rabbit hole you want to go in terms of why dating in America for Asian men is so difficult, but you can Google the statistics. I'm not making this up, right? You can Google that Asian men are the least desired across all dating apps.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
That's the
This isn't me making a stat up.
Yeah.
You know. And so in order to overcome the negative stereotypes of Asian men in particular in America, is you have to overachieve in every other aspect in life, right? So you have to be more fit, you have to make more money, you have to, do all these things. I'm not any of those things.
Okay.
I'll openly admit, I'm not very rich at all. I'm not in particularly very good shape, but I overcompensated by having really good game.
Okay.
Because Asian men, unfortunately, were known to still have that.
What about having
poker.
what about having like a really big D?
I mean,
'Cause, Asian men also they have that handicap.
Yeah.
Women think is
So-
a handicap.
So of course, women can't really tell just by looking at you right
for
away,
sure.
right? There's subtle indicators of that, right? So
Yeah.
for example, you're a really good dancer.
Okay,
That
okay.
shows that you have really good rhythm, right? That's why
Oh.
black people and Latino guys, they have that positive stereotype about them, right? They have very good rhythm. So women subconsciously or consciously assume that, oh, okay, he must be really good in bed because he has good rhythm, right? I mean, Asians, we're not known for those stereotypes, right? We're known to be good at math, good with the hard studies, hard skills,
Yeah.
right? That's not necessarily romanticized, sexualized, or fetishized, right? So we have to overcompensate in other ways. For me, I overcompensate by having really good game, try to be really smooth, try to be very comedic, right? These are all things Asian men aren't known for, right?
But here's another thing. Like you did mention that you don't get American girls, right?
Yeah.
So are you?
I
saying
get
that-
them, but I don't want to stay with them.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't want to date them seriously.
We'll get to that in a bit. So,
Sure.
you don't want to get American girls. So, is the secret that you're saying is to go to like Eastern Europe, to go to like Latin America, to get these girls?
That
like,
is
to
the
be a passport?
That is the short-term solution.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a bone to pick with a lot of passport bros. Okay. I have a serious bone to pick. Okay. I have nothing against passport bros. I have something against the low tier bottom feeder passport bros. What do I mean by that?
They can't get girls here, and then they have to like resort to going to other places to get girls, right?
Kind of. I'll tell you what I mean. I'll openly admit I'm a loser. Okay? No problem. I'll openly admit, no. Listen, let me tell you, okay?
Damn.
It's
Savage.
okay. It's okay for you to be a loser. It is not okay for you to choose to stay a loser.
True.
Okay?
True.
This is what I mean by the low tier passport bros. I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm fat. I'm out of shape. I'm broke. I still live in my parents' basement. I haven't touched grass in 7 days. I haven't talked to a girl. I don't have a social life. So I'm going to give up in America and go to another country where it's easier.
Yeah.
That's what I have an
the
issue with.
loser ones.
That's what I have an issue with. I have no issue with guys that work honest 9-to-5 jobs. I don't care if you're a fucking janitor or fast food worker. I don't care, okay? You have a stable income and you're always willing to improve, right? You do your best to stay in fairly good shape. You don't have to be a bodybuilder or fitness
for
model,
sure.
but you
You're
do
trying.
you make efforts, right, to improve yourself to some extent, right? You do what you can. Those guys that go overseas and look for an ideal partner, respect that. No problem. I have a problem with the losers that stay a loser. Those are the passport bros I have an issue with.
Like the fat dudes who work at
Yeah.
Burger King and then they just go
Yeah.
overseas to like find girls.
Yeah. So that is the short-term solution, right? Like, how do I date non-Asian girls? That's a short-term solution.
Yeah.
Right? The long-term solution is you, instead of being a loser and staying a loser, you become a winner in life, right? So I'll give you a very extreme example, okay? Of course, we talked about the losers. You have them in the best, you have them in a first world country like in America. They try to go to another country, get a girl. On the other hand, let's say you have someone extremely successful in a third world country. Guess what? He's a winner. Even though he's a winner in his country, he's going to be a winner anywhere else in life. I could guarantee you, you drop Elon Musk off anywhere in the world, a third world country, I bet you he's still going to be successful.
Yeah.
Right? So to me, the long-term solution is just be a winner. No matter where you are, what your circumstances are, you just become a winner overall. Work on your finances, your physique, your social status, your game, etc., 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 etc. That's the long-term solution.
Okay, that's very oversimplified though, because like
correct.
a lot of guys, they probably heard that so many times.
Yes.
So like for me, I would say I've had a level of success, personal, like, what's that called? Like self-made a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, self-made. And if I want to get like a Latina per se,
Yeah.
what's like the approach? What's the gameplay? Because like for Asian girls, right? Asian girls.
You gotta tell me about Asian girls.
Okay,
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
back in my high school days, I would flirt with like Hispanic girls. I never done anything with a Hispanic girl. Maybe just make out. That's it.
Okay.
I made out with a couple Hispanic girls, but not like, gone through everything.
Okay.
So I like Hispanic girls because they're so open.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I lose interest in dating them because I'm like,
Oh, interesting.
I still feel like Asian girls are like the number one that I would date. So I don't know necessarily how to approach it, even if like I don't have interest. Like how do I force myself?
Oh, that's difficult, right?
Right? It's like I have to build interest.
So here's the thing. It's not just with Latinas, but with girls in general. Okay. Let me ask you. Ages 13 to 24. Who's more socially intelligent, men or women? From 13 to 24.
That'd be women, right?
Women, correct,
Yeah.
right? So women, they have a natural social intuition, right? So if you're not interested, on some level, they could pick that up.
Yeah.
So the moment they pick that up, whether it's conscious or subconscious, they are also going to fall off, right?
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter if it's Asian or non-Asian. If you have a genuine interest in them, then of course the relationship itself, it's just going to
They would feel
better.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because girls, they know to some extent. They know they're not stupid, right? So I would say for you, maybe try to find common ground on both a macro and micro level. So for example, Latinas are like Asians, very family oriented.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
They value education.
Correct.
Right? They value a lot of the things that Asian culture values as well.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe on a macro level, you can bond there, right? On a micro level, that's where things might get a little bit tricky.
So how do you do that on a micro level? What's your secret for that?
Be willing to exchange cultures on a micro level. So for example, like I was in Colombia, okay? And I was dating this girl and she was showing me like her culture, the local city, what she likes to do, blah 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 blah. And instead of just saying, "Oh, this is nice, this is cool," I would be like, "You know what? I'm going to do my own research, see if there's anything Asian around here. Maybe I could share that culture with her that she's not exposed to. and then we can start exchanging cultures and start developing that level of interest towards each other.
Got it.
That's how you can start connecting on a more micro level, right? And yeah, it ended up working fantastic. You know, I took her for bobo for the first time. She's like, "Oh, I love this. I've never seen this in my life before," right? So, and seeing the joy she gets from that experience kind of brings joy to my soul as well, right?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that's how you can slowly start connecting on a micro level. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, like when you talk to these non-Asians, right? I know you only dated like one Asian girl,
Right.
but I'm sure you talked to like a bunch of Asian girls before, right?
As
You
friends, yeah, as friends.
Yeah.
As friends, yeah.
Okay, so do you notice like a different in gameplay? Like, for example, I mentioned Latinas, they're more open, right?
Right.
I never really talked to white girls, so I don't know like any white girl shit.
Okay.
But like with Latina girls, they're like super open, so then you are more flirty. Like that's the
Yes.
more of the gameplay.
Yes.
But for Asian girls, maybe ABGs, they're more flirty. They're like, "Oh, what are your red flags? I want to know your red." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you want to chase red flags?"
Right.
Okay, ABGs not in the picture. Okay, I'm not talking about ABGs.
Sure.
But if we talk about normal Asian girls or
Right.
FOB girls, even
Yeah.
they're more like reserved and
Right.
they're like, I don't want a guy who's a fuck boy. I don't like
Yeah.
any type of seduction move.
Yeah.
Or type of too flirty shit.
Yeah.
Like risky move. They would be like, oh, what the fuck? You're a fuck boy. Fuck
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So do you feel like there's like a different in gameplay? Like
100%.
How do you change that?
So from my experience, like I said, I've never dated Asian except one, right? From what I've seen, they really are romantics at heart, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you look at their parents' generation, right? Their parents' generation, it was, I like you, you like me, let's make it fucking work. Pretty straightforward, right? Pretty like our parents' generation, you know?
Correct.
It was more or less very straightforward, right? There's not a lot of games involved, you know, not a lot of seduction involved.
Correct.
It was simply, are you a good man? Are you a good woman? Right? Oh,
You're talking Asians, right?
yeah, Asians. Yeah,
okay.
FOB
Yeah,
Asians,
FOB.
right? FOB
Correct.
Asians. Yeah, are you a good man? Are you a good woman? Can I see myself having a family with this individual? Right? It was a lot more simpler during our parents' times, I should say, our parents' times. And I truly believe that trickles down to this generation, to the FOB girls, especially in Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, based on my experience, I could be wrong, you know, because I'm not too familiar with dating Asian girls, but that's my experience of it. Yeah, they're more traditional. There you go. They're a little more traditional. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Non-ABGs. yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting that you bring that up because we just did a podcast like yesterday talking about how Asians, especially in China, they just look at, okay, are you
Status.
a good man? Are you do you have status? Do you
Yes.
have wealth?
Yeah.
Do you want kids? That's it. It's like
Yeah.
a checklist.
Yeah.
So
There's no seduction.
Anyone that wants to check that out.
Yeah.
But with American ideals, it's more like, hey, are you funny? Do we connect? Do we
Yeah.
have the same interests?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like with Asian, it's more simple, but then with American ideals or even Latinas, right? They would be more like, oh, you're funny,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's how you seduce them.
For Latinos, it's like, are you very seductive? Yeah, funny's part of the seduction process for Latinas, but
Yeah.
I notice it's dominance. You know, are you a very dominant man, right? That's what
Shit.
hits with Latinas. That's what really hits with the Latinas. Like, all right, I'll give this away. It's okay. I was in Brazil. Brazil shocked the hell out of me, okay? In Brazil, the women are just as dominant as the men.
Oh, that's
Freaking
hard,
shocking. It's shocking. I'll tell you a story. That was my
How do you
first time
compete?
ever. My first time ever in Brazil. Okay, my first time ever. I don't know what to expect. I just assumed they're like Colombians or Mexicans. Oh, I was very wrong. I was wrong on every level.
Fuck.
I was at a nightclub, And
Did you still get some?
the girl in Brazil, you don't pull up on the girls. The girls pull up on you.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, it was so shocking.
Oh, that kind of dominance?
Yeah, I
Wow.
thought I was being punked. I thought I was being scammed. Because, right, there's a lot of scams that go on in, like, South America, right? I thought maybe she's trying to drug me and rob me or something. Because you hear stories like that in South America all the time.
Okay.
No, that's just how they operate. The girls will pull up on you. So, my first time, and the entire venue, I only see 2 girls I'm really attracted to. I like blondes, okay? This little blonde girl, I'll show you the picture later. This little blonde girl, I see her. We make eye contact, right? We make eye contact. And I have a table, okay? Imagine like VIP at a club with a table.
Okay.
I'm sitting at my table. I see her. I get up. As soon as I get up, she starts walking over to me. So I'm like, okay, like, is she coming over to me or another? Maybe I'm misreading this. She pulls up to me and goes, "You're gringo, aren't you?" I'm like, yeah, I'm gringo. And she goes, "Okay, good, because I'm gonna make sure before you leave this country, you fuck a proper woman."
What the fuck?
Straight up, I thought I was getting punked.
Damn.
I thought I was gonna get scammed or robbed. Like I'm already
That's
going
easy
through
as fuck.
I'm already going through my pockets. Like, did I lose anything?
I mean, any normal guy would think that. They'd
Yeah.
be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and
because that's not a normal thing that we experience in America.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen,
I wish that happened more.
Listen, I traveled to 13, 14 different countries. Brazil was the only country I ever had a girl pull up on me like that.
Like that.
Ever.
How
period.
many times did that happen?
In Brazil?
Yeah.
Countless.
Countless. What the?
Countless.
I'm from
I was
Brazil,
shocked.
bro.
Even
I want
until
that.
this day, as I'm telling you the story, I'm still shocked. You can hear it in my voice. I'm shocked. My first actual girlfriend I dated in Brazil, you know what she said on our first date? So I met her on Instagram. I DM'd her. Okay, I DM'd her on Instagram. And she said, yeah, let's meet up. You know, yeah, let's go on a date. I said, yeah, let's go for something simple. Coffee, tea, or acai. Acai
Dude,
is
I
where
love
it's at.
acai
Okay,
bowls.
that's
Yeah,
the
that's
best
what I'm
first
trying
date
to go to Brazil for, bro.
in Brazil.
Fuck.
Okay, so you want to take a girl on a date? Tell her I'm gonna take you for acai.
Dude, I do that here in America.
Oh, there you go.
Dude.
So you already know. Anyway, so we're on this big. I guess it's like their business district. So we're walking. We're just window shopping, walking, chatting, talking with like acai in our hands. And she asked me, just random, right? We're playing 21 questions. And she goes, hey, what's your favorite type of food? And I said, oh, my favorite type of food is, and before I could even finish my sentence, okay, she looks me dead in the eye and goes, hey, we're going to fuck.
What the fuck?
And I was, no. And I have the DMs, okay? So I have proof. I'm not capping. I have proof.
I've
okay?
actually seen some of your shit, bro.
Okay, so you know. Okay.
I know.
Okay, all right. So I
verified it.
In my mind, I was like, oh, maybe she misspoke, like, because English isn't her first or second language. So I was like, okay, maybe she mistranslated something. So I look at her, I go, what do you mean we're gonna fuck? She goes, yes, we're gonna fuck. And I go, now my brain is like, you can see the gears turning in my brain because I've never had this happen before. So I start asking clarifying questions.
Yeah.
I go, like right now, like today.
So then what? You just brought her back or what?
This is what she said to me. It shocked me to my core. Okay, she goes, no, not right now, not today, because I'm not wearing any lingerie. I only like to fuck when I wear lingerie. So I go, okay. So it like inside, I'm fucking going into like panic mode, right? Because I'm like, what the hell's going on? So, but on the outside, I'm cool, right? Like I gotta keep it cool. So I go, okay. So does that mean the next time we meet, you're gonna wear lingerie? She's like, yeah, of course. Just make sure you remind me. I was like, all right, yeah. So, yeah, that was my first like month in Brazil. Like that's the type of experiences, and it's weird because I talked to the local Brazilians and they're like, oh yeah, this doesn't happen to Brazilian guys. This happens to like foreigners
Tourists?
out there. Yeah. Like certain parts of Brazil. I'm not gonna give away which parts because it's too good. I can give it away. But
You're gonna give it away to me, right?
yeah, I'll off stream. I mean off camera.
Okay. Like if you have students, you're also gonna give it to them, right?
Oh yeah,
So-
of course, 100%,
so
100%.
If you end up becoming
100%.
like
100%.
Sebastian's student, make
Yeah.
sure you'll
Yeah,
get that secret information. So,
Absolutely.
little small plug
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, but there's parts of Brazil where girls are super aggressive, and I'm just it shocks me to my core until this day. Yeah.
Well, I saw that you mentioned earlier, Haringo, or what was that? What was that word you said? Haringo? She was like, "Are you a Haringo?"
Gringo. Yeah, gringo. Yeah, foreigner.
So-
yeah, gringo.
Do you feel like you need to learn Spanish? Like, how good is your Spanish?
I'm fluent in Spanish, but I do have ways where you can get around the language barrier.
Okay, so even if you don't know any Spanish or like your Spanish sucks, like my Spanish sucks, right?
Yeah.
Then you can teach me how to still get like Latina girls.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So what's the secret?
Oh man, do I want to give it away? Okay. Your best wingman in these countries, doesn't matter if you're in South America or Eastern Europe or wherever. If you're in a country where you don't speak the language, your best wingman is Google Translator. Okay? I'm not joking. That is your best wingman. Okay? Because here's the thing.
Nah, I feel like you're capping. There's still more to this. There's still more to this.
I'll tell you why. why.
What do you
okay?
teach your students?
I tell them use Google Translator. I'll tell you why.
Really?
Okay?
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the moment you approach a girl and you pull out your phone and type in and she sees you typing in Google Translator, she immediately sees, oh, you're a foreigner.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just that alone will buy you a lot of time. That alone.
She'll want to teach you.
No.
And-
She'll wanna just give you a chance. Google Translator, okay? Use simple words, okay? Don't use any complex words, okay? And when she sees that you're typing in Google Translator and you show her, that's already a bonus for you because she sees you like, oh, he's a foreigner, and it's very rare they get to even have an experience with a foreigner.
Yeah.
Okay, so that alone, I'm telling you guys, the only reason I'm willing to give this game away is because it's someone else already mentioned it. So yeah, Google Translator is your best wingman. Of course, I can nitpick and say like, well, you need to have good body language, facial expression, and tonality. Like those things, of course, are within your control.
And you'll get into more of that like in your coaching program.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
like,
all the
nitty-gritty.
nitpicky nooks and crannies of it.
Okay.
But overall, Google Translator is your best wingman when you go to these countries. 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so with learning like Spanish, like being like very fluent, do you feel like that gives you an edge?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not even gonna lie. But here's the thing: when I go to like Brazil, they don't speak Spanish; they speak Portuguese, right? So
Well,
that becomes useless for me.
that's
right?
the thing.
Yeah.
Like if someone is your student and they don't know any Spanish, then
Yes.
wouldn't they be a little bit discouraged? They're like, oh no, Sebastian, it's just because you know Spanish. That's
Yeah,
why."
so I'll demonstrate for them. Like, listen, I don't even
With
need to say a word, and I'll still get the girl.
Okay,
I'll,
so
I'll use Google Translator to communicate.
oh, so you can act like a total foreigner. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't know any Spanish, and
Yeah.
you can still get girls.
100%.
Okay, so it's just basically like the gameplay, right? Like
yeah,
you got to know how to riz them up.
100%, 100%.
Like it doesn't really matter if you're a passport bro. You can still do that over here in America, right? It's still kind of like the same game.
More or less. I mean, of course, you're not gonna use Google Translator in America, right? Unless you're a foreigner coming in, then maybe, yeah. But
Okay, how about let's talk a little bit about like white girls versus Latinas. Okay, so
Sure.
let's say we're in America, and then I want to get a white girl.
yeah,
Or we already discussed like how to get a Latina girl.
Sure.
So is the gameplay a little bit different? Like
much
trying to get
different.
a white girl?
Much different.
Okay.
Not only I shouldn't say the word different. I'm gonna say much more difficult. Extremely difficult. Yeah, because with Latinas, we have to some extent we have a lot in common, right? Like I said, we have family values,
Yeah.
right? We value education, value
Minorities.
this, that, etc. Yeah, we have that minority connection. Now with white girls, particularly in America, not outside of America, but only in America. Like I've traveled, like I said, 13, 14 different countries and counting. Only in America, white girls negatively judge Asian men.
Why is that?
And it's not that they're racist. I don't want to say that they're racist. It's just that it's a lack of positive stereotypes that they are aware of. I'll give you a
Or it's
a
probably
scenario.
the superiority mindset that like white people are like the best in America, right?
Well, I'll give you an example. Well, I'll give you a scenario, okay? If I were to go up to, you can try this yourself, or even the viewers at home. If you're an Asian guy, just do this for your own experiment. Go up to any white girl, okay? You can have your own sample pool, data size, sample pool, whatever, 10 to 100 white girls, and ask them this simple question.
Sample pool.
Name,
So funny.
name, give at least 4 positive stereotypes about Asian men that are sexualized or romanticized. I bet you they won't even make it past 3. I fucking bet you. So it's not that they're racist; it's that their conscious mind, cannot draw up.
Okay, what about
that many
what about
positive
white men? Like what do
Yeah.
any kind of race
Yeah.
usually draw up for white men as like positive stereotypes?
That. Sorry, can you re-question that?
So what's like the positive stereotypes that like any type of women would draw up for white men?
Rich,
Rich,
right? Rich,
okay.
but like in the sense of like when they think rich white guys, they think like the Brad Pitts or the
Yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprios.
like some Chads.
Yeah, like the Chads, right? Or like the
Golfs and
finance
shit.
bros.
Yeah. So muscular.
Yeah,
is another one.
Yeah, right. So, or
years, like
they're
blue
highly
eyes.
romanticized in Hollywood films, right? Like The Notebook, right? Even until this day, every girl from every generation knows the movie The Notebook, right?
I don't even know that shit.
Yeah, or the Titanic,
Okay, yeah.
right? So, and a lot of that is tied to the media. Right, a lot of the stereotypes are tied to the positive, both positive and negative stereotypes are tied to the media. So a lot of those sexualized, romanticized, and fetishized stereotypes, women can draw them up fairly quickly.
Okay,
right?
so then what's the game plan for like getting white girls? That's different.
You just have to excel at fucking everything. Literally.
Wow.
You have to be strong.
But
you have to be rich. You have to have good game.
I find that very contradicting because, when I look at you, just being honest, right?
Yeah, go
I don't-
ahead. Like I said, I'm a loser. I already admit it. I'm a loser.
You said that already.
admit it,
Okay,
yeah.
so I don't see you as like a muscular dude.
Correct.
And I'm like, dude, this guy is pulling more than me, bro.
Yeah.
For non-Asians. I'm like, fuck.
So
What's this guy's secret?
I overcompensate with my game. Like I said, I've been doing game for 10 years now. Okay.
Yeah.
I started off in the worst place, one of the worst places possible, which is for those of you that are familiar with Southern California, Newport Beach and Huntington Beach, California. And this was 10 years ago. Okay.
So what'd you do? You just went up to girls
I
at
would
the
have-
beach?
I got rejected. Okay.
Yeah.
3,000 times. 3,000.
You actually counted and kept track.
Yes, I kept track.
Okay.
Okay. So for those of you math nerds, okay, I approached 10 women a day, okay, a minimum of 3 days a week, and I did that for an entire year. I did the math. It's around 2,880. That's minimum. Okay, minimum. I got
wild.
rejected by every single one. My first 2 years of learning how to just talk to women and be successful with women.
That's crazy.
I got rejected in a row. I never got a number, not even a fake number. You know how girls like they give you a fake number so that you would go away,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I didn't even get that. I just got straight
Fuck.
blasted. So when my students tell me, "Oh, I got rejected," I'm like, "Bro, you don't get to cry until you got rejected as much as I have, okay? You don't stop. You're a grown man. Get over it. You got rejected, so what?" Yeah, so my first 2 years, I would literally cold approach.
Yeah.
Minimum 3 days a week. And I did it consistently. And over time, I was very fortunate enough. I met a guy named Jeff Chen. Okay, Jeff. Let me tell you about. You think I don't look good? You think I look like a loser? Let me tell you about this guy. Okay, he's Asian. He's chubby. He's 5'6". He's broke as fuck. He's more broke than me.
Than you.
His car barely even works, and he is pulling girls left and right.
Bro, I've seen that so many times.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
So when I met him, I was like, you know what? He has something. Like,
and it's non-Asians that he's pulling?
Yeah, all types of girls. He pulls every kind of girl. Kind of girl. The only type of girl he hasn't pulled yet is Middle Eastern girl. Okay. He's pulled every other type of girl. Yeah.
So does he spend a lot of money on these girls though?
Because, no, he's broke. He's broke. With what money?
But I thought he could be broke by spending so much on girls and stuff.
Maybe, I didn't want to get too personal with him, but yeah, when I met him, yeah, he was so successful, and I'm like, you know what? He has something, So if you're not rich, if you're not physically fit like myself, okay, like you have to overcompensate with game. That's the only way. There's no other way. Period. Yeah. And
so I guess like what you're trying to say, like the moral of the story is it doesn't matter if you're Asian. Yeah. You could still pull girls. 100%. It doesn't matter if you're a short Asian, which is like the bottom of the barrel. The bottomest feeders, right? Yes. You could still pull girls.
100%.
And if you're broke, you still can.
Yeah, but let me
Jeff is a perfect example.
Yeah. But
you're also a good example for that too, because you're not built.
No. You're
skinnier than me, bro.
Just to give the viewers an idea, I'm 5'10", 130 pounds. I'm a fucking stick bug. Okay.
110.
130 pounds.
Oh, 30.
Yeah, I'm 5'10", 130 pounds. Yeah, so I'm not very fit.
That's less than me when I was 15.
yeah.
When I was 15, bro.
Yeah. But I do want to clarify. At the end of the day, I get this question all the time. Does height and looks matter? Does race matter? Does money matter? All of these things matter. All of these things matter. But that's not an excuse for you to say, like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Or, oh, women don't like me, so, I need to blame them, right?
Exactly.
To some extent, men need to take accountability, right?
Sure.
We're like, a prime example is like Manny Pacquiao, right? He's short. He's not typically a good-looking guy, right? The traditional good-looking guy. But you think Manny Pacquiao's gonna have trouble with girls if he wanted, like?
But he has fame and success.
Exactly, right? So there are ways you can overcompensate. There's always a way you can overcompensate. Always.
And then your way is having really good game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, even if you're broke, even if you're short, even if you're not fit,
or even if you're Asian,
you can still have really good fucking game. And if you're not picking up girls, you can't just be like, oh, it's because I'm rich and all these girls are just gold digging girls, right?
Correct.
You have to actually take accountability and be like, my game sucks.
Yeah.
And I actually do that too. I actually go like, it's just my game.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Like I could have had better game because, I would consider myself a little bit more self-made, not like crazy level, right? Yeah. But then sometimes I'd be like, it's not even because I'm Asian. It's not anything. It's just more so because my game sucked at that time.
Even until this, maybe it's a little bit pessimistic, but even until this day, I tell myself my game's not that good. Even until this day, I tell myself that. Because here's the thing. People on the outside only see my results. Right. Yeah. But they don't see the amount of rejections I have gotten. Even until now,
now you get rejections, I'm sure.
Yeah, even until this day. If I was coaching in San Diego this weekend, 2 days ago, I was coaching in San Diego. It's still really white. I got rejected a few times there. I still got rejected, if I were to go back to Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, I'm probably still going to get blasted,
Yeah.
But I can confidently say I'm still much, much, much farther ahead now than I was way when I first started.
And I want to add on to that. Sure. Even for like dating coaches or anyone who's a pickup artist, you're never going to have a pure 100% success or even 80%.
Yes.
Especially with modern dating now.
Yes.
You can't fulfill everyone's preferences. For example, that white guy, that Chad, who's like really good looking. Yeah. Maybe he goes up to an Asian girl and that Asian girl's like, oh, dude, he's white though. I want an Asian guy.
Yes.
You can't fulfill every single preference.
Yes.
So like, I think to like all the viewers who don't have like that confidence, you still should keep trying and making an effort. You know, if you never try and make an effort and you're scared of rejection, you're gonna get fucked over.
Exactly. You know, I tell my students this all the time. So when it comes to pickup, and this is an industry secret, I've been in the industry for a good minute. There's really only a limited amount of pickup techniques out there. There really isn't a lot.
Yeah.
And that's an industry secret that most coaches won't say. Most coaches will say, I have this very special particular technique that it will work for you. It's like, yo, there's only a certain amount. So I tell my students, at the end of the day, the lack of technique isn't your enemy. You become your greatest enemy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
like your own unwillingness to have more effort.
Yes.
That's what's going to fuck you up.
Yeah. And accountability as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So my last question for this, let's just kind of wrap this up.
Sure.
So a lot of people will probably be like, well, it's probably because these girls have Asian fetishes. Like the girls that you're going out with, they probably just want to try an Asian, or they like K-pop.
Sure.
Do you feel like a big majority that you got at were, you know, trying to have Asian like they want to fulfill that, what was it, the fantasy
of
Asian
that's
fetish?
A great question. For my I can't give a definite answer. I can only base it off my own personal experience. For me, it's a mix and match. Some they don't have the fantasy, but I was able to seduce them with just my game. I would say that's about 30 to 40% of them.
Okay.
And then the rest, they have some sort of Asian preference, or to them, it's an experience they've always wanted.
Oh.
So it's like a mix and match.
So it's still a big majority that had an Asian fetish or wanted to try it, right?
Yeah, but I'm not complaining, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's a mix and match. I'll give you an example. Like Eastern European women, they love Asian guys. They love Asian guys. They're
like, where were we talking about? Like, which countries?
I don't want to give it away. Because it's. I'll tell you why. Okay. I'll tell you why.
Bro.
I'll tell you why. Okay.
Tell me off camera later.
Off camera, I'll tell you. But this is where I have a bone to pick with these passport bros, the low tier passport bros. Okay. To me, they don't fucking deserve it. They don't deserve to know. They don't.
True.
They just don't. You know. Let me tell you. I saw what happened before and after the passport bros movement with Colombia. Okay.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate enough. I got to experience Colombia before it got just flooded with passport bros. Okay. Before the passport bros movement flooded Colombia, the women there were so, like, I almost wanted to marry these girls. Okay. This is how great these girls are. But as soon as the passport bros flooded Colombia, these women completely started changing. They're like, oh, they want us? Let's take advantage of this situation.
Oh, shit.
So the whole dynamic changed. And I saw it in real time because I visited Colombia last year. Last year. And the whole dynamic just changed. Like my great initial experience, it just disappeared. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of, and I hate to see that. Poland's another perfect example. Poland, those girls love Asian guys. Like, these girls are beautiful from head to toe. I'm like, what is going on here? And now it's being flooded with a bunch of passport bros, low tier passport bros. I should specify these low tier passport
I think that's very interesting, and that's obviously going to be like our next topic as well. Sure. I think we have like a whole list of things to talk about. I wanted to touch base on dating 10 years ago versus like now, like how modern dating fucked up everything. Even like the passport bro movement. I think we could talk about that. But for this video, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I think that was a really good one. Okay. Especially like the answer about like Asian fetishes. I think that was a really solid answer.
Great. I'm glad.
I know a lot of guys out there, they would be like, well, you're probably just targeting those girls who have Asian fetishes on dating apps and list they like K-pop in their bio or something. No. But, that's not really the case, right?
No, not even
still
close,
a big majority is still that, but you still get girls
100%
that, 30 to 40% that don't have that Asian fetish.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to check out Sebastian's coaching, make sure to hit him up. What was it again?
Gallant Gentleman. You can find me at gallantgentleman.com.
Okay.
Or add me on Instagram. It's me, SYEH. That's my Instagram. It's me, Sebastian Ye. It's me, SYEH.
I'll put a little caption.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
and I'll put a link. And then we will see you guys next time and in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Take care.
Subscribe to Controvert. Later.